If you are in France right now, it is very hard to miss the sound of that loud NASCAR engine. Lots of people have been talking about it at Le Mans. The NASCAR Garage 56 entry in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is happening right now. I think we are 6-ish hours in at the time of recording this. So it's been going on for a little bit, but still barely a quarter through. So long race, obviously a 24-hour race, a full day. The drivers in the NASCAR car, Jimmie Johnson, Jenson Button, Mike Rockenfeller. So they've got themselves a team. They've got themselves a car. The Garage 56 entry. It's for innovative purposes. But the NASCAR car is actually impressed from what I've read and stuff. They've made a lot of noise, literally and figuratively. But that loud engine seems to be what has everyone talking. The big, bulky stock car, it's so much bigger than the other kind of sports cars, endurance cars, which is really cool to see. But, man, yesterday I talked about how I never thought I'd talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars playing home games at Daytona International Speedway. Today, I did not think I'd be talking about a NASCAR race car competing in Le Mans. Obviously, a big deal from an international standpoint to have NASCAR there. To have 3 different drivers, 3 different nationalities. So just a really, really cool thing for NASCAR to be able to do this. But the NASCAR website is giving timing and scoring, or their play-by-play updates every 30 minutes or so. So I guess it's not a true play-by-play, but they give driver stints and all that. So I thought I'd read some of them off to you. Jenson Button's currently in the car, I believe. Back at Jimmie Johnson made 12 laps in his stint, just under an hour at 58 minutes 54 seconds. His first laps in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and he's already savoring the fan reaction. The 24 crew added fuel and 4 fresh tires during their pit stop. Yes, the car number is 24, of course, in my opinion, the most iconic number in NASCAR. A lot of you would disagree. But, of course, Hendrick Motorsports is fielding the car. They helped build the car with NASCAR, so they got preference for what number it was going to be. Chevrolet is obviously powering the car. Goodyear are the tires. But that is one of the first kind of things. Jenson Button, he ran a stint before Jimmie Johnson, maybe. Or maybe he was after Jimmie Johnson. But Rockenfeller ran the opening stint. It was 14 laps for 1 hour, 13 minutes, 13 seconds. Then they pitted, got some fuel and tires. And that has been your stint so far. So then Jenson Button was out for a bit. He went a little bit longer than expected due to there's been a lot of safety cars. There's been a lot of crashes, incidents. It's been raining part of the race. And, it's an 8.5 mile track almost. So you're going to get areas of the track that are getting poured on. There's going to be areas that are dry. Like, you're not going to get consistency on this racetrack. I don't keep up with endurance racing that much. I watch Le Mans and Daytona for the most part, the 24-hour races. But this year, obviously, more interest for me as a NASCAR fan watching the NASCAR entry. And the live timing and scoring, let's see where they are at this moment of me talking. Hard to miss that car. And they got like little pictures on the live timing and scoring. Currently 41st, and there were 60 entries, I think, 62 maybe. So yeah, there is a lot of entries here, and NASCAR's 41st. They out-qualified one of the classes. Was it the GTE class, I believe? There's 3 classes in this race. NASCAR out-qualified one of them. So very impressive, very good job for NASCAR. Really cool story, really cool innovation, really cool car. I mean, the car is insane. You think the Cup cars are insane, but I think they did testing at the Circuit of the Americas, and NASCAR has run races there. And compared to this year's times, I think they said the Le Mans car was like 10 seconds faster, not a tenth of a second, like 10 whole seconds faster. So this car is souped up, it's ripped up, it's fired up, it's everything. America 1776, what Stenhouse said, rah. Or, like the memes say, what the heck is a kilometer? Eat it, Europeans. I'm just kidding, Europeans. You guys are fine. But, we got that little rivalry. The Europeans don't like the Americans. The Americans don't like the Europeans. They go back and forth. They yell at each other. It's all fun and games. Anyways, that is the Garage 56 update. Next up in the NASCAR world, we have illegal parts. Of course, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Chase Briscoe got hit with a massive penalty of 120 points, lost 25 playoff points. The team was fined $250,000, and the crew chief was suspended for 6 races for using a counterfeit part. And this week at the track, NASCAR showed up and said, here's the counterfeit part. So, yeah, here's a little video of the explanation of what was wrong with the part and why it was a counterfeit part. This video from Jeff Gluck on the Twitters.
There's a proper piece here that is built from the R&D center, and you know, there's a few markings in there that we know that are kind of keep it identifiable, that we know what the part is, but we can clearly see even the textures are different. You have our real piece here. That's our go, no go, and it fits in there quite nicely. Shows the shape of the duct, and obviously we go to this one here, and it's not fitting, and it won't fit.
So yeah, one of the things, as he said, like the textures were different. Like you could see in the visible, like one of them had more kind of grooves or something in it, and the original, the legal piece, did not. And then obviously the biggest part was, you know, putting that little block in there, and the block did not fit. So that's how they busted him. That's how Chase Briscoe got hit with that massive penalty. I think it's good that NASCAR's showing people this. They're not just penalizing people and saying, okay, you got questions? We're not answering them. Turn around. Don't ask questions. They are saying, all right, you guys got questions? We're going to lay everything out before you. Now, they've done this before. I think last year with some of the L2 penalties, even the L1 penalties, the parts that were, modified, they would actually show them. They'd say, here's how they were modified. Here's it compared to the original. Here's the part that was specifically, the little tiny piece that was specifically modified. Teams could go through the garage, look at the modified part, and say, okay, we know not to do that. In this case scenario, it's pretty obvious. Like, if you have this part, you're not allowed to have this part. So make sure if you do have it, throw it in the garbage, sell it on eBay. Do whatever you got to do. You cannot use that or you're getting slapped with a massive penalty like Chase Briscoe did. So, yeah, a pretty big penalty for Chase Briscoe. And the explanation there kind of telling you why it's illegal, how it's illegal. But, yeah, that's kind of just the news today. The 24 Hours of Le Mans is happening. The NASCAR car is not doing too shabby. They're putting down some fast laps, I think, and they've survived so far. There's been a lot of crashes and stuff. So far, they have survived. I might do a full race kind of recap for the NASCAR entry tomorrow, but thought I'd touch on that a bit. And then, of course, talk about the illegal part that was shown to the garage today. They actually showed it, told everyone why it's wrong, and now we know. So there you go. NASCAR telling you what's wrong, and then also some positive news for them with the Garage 56 entry. Thanks for watching this video. Like, subscribe, share. You guys all know that stuff. And have a great rest of your day, or night, or morning, wherever you are, especially if you're in France.